they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want the chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch?
A police report against Kwon, CEO of or founder of Luna, and validators also called for a completely new chain to replace Terra Luna. Welcome to Root Zones, bringing you the good news and the bad news of crypto. My name is Wayne.
And my name is Manish.
Now, if you like money in crypto, make sure to hit the subscribe button. So let's see what's happening on the news, guys. So major validator calls for a completely new chain to replace Terra. Again, so this is based on yesterday's video. Do not go into Luna now, believing that this current Luna can go back to the moon, right? So they are actually looking to actually replace it. Now, this is when the dust settles, of course. Now, Terra ecosystem has crashed as we know it. By CEO and blockchain solution company DSRV is asking for a validator node on Terra with about 96 on-chain voting power to, that the DSRV actually has suffered as much as any investors because its node had collected around 14 billion Luna, worth $1 billion in Luna by May 8th, which is now worth 3 million. So in short, guys, if you invested $1 million last week, you would end up with actually the calculation I did, $1 million invested in Luna last week would be worth $3 today.
Whoa,
can you imagine this? So if I were to sum this up, that is the magnitude of this. So of course the announcement they made, the chain had to restart. That means basically, in blockchain, everything is actually recorded in data sets and spread peer-to-peer through chains. They want to actually annihilate the entire thing, start on of a new ecosystem, right? So of course, propose to reconstitute the chain. Kwon is going to reset the supply back to 1 billion because right now in the current chain, they are going into this spiral death, right? So the Terra chain should permanently vanish and complete a new chain driven by the community, right? And this could possibly save the lunatics, right? So of course, on a separate note, right, there's a person in Singapore that sent a police report against Kwon on behalf of UST and Luna investor. He said at least 1,000 Singaporeans have invested in Luna and UST. So you can see in this news, Singaporean Luna and UST invested report files a police report against Terra Kwon, right? So in the Reddit. So the police case states that the concern of citizens lost money in Luna cryptocurrency scam. So he also said that he was heartbroken about his invention. I mean, in the tweet by Kwon. But this is, 1,000 over Singaporeans lost money through Luna. This is a Singapore police force case, right? Of course, some of the details are blocked, but they gave a link saying that Straits Times, one of Singapore's newspaper, company market, everything broke. Terra goes from DeFi darling to death spiral. So I'm concerned, citizens, about those who have lost money in Luna cryptocurrency scam. Wanted to make a police report to seek justice for all who have lost money. There are at least more than 1,000 Singaporeans that I know have invested in UST and Luna. UST was sold to them as a stable coin that will remain $1, but it dropped to 0.1 because of the Ponzi scam collapse. Luna became worthless overnight. A total of 32 billion is lost. It's not okay for the investments to be sold to retail investors who do not know better as safe and stable currency. Not okay. I have several examples. Kwon and his MLM marketing network spread the news about 19% interest rates to lure Singaporeans into their fixed deposits style scam. I've collected evidence here, so many influencers and financial gurus told people lies saying USD is 100% safe and they can earn 19% forever. So thank God, at Root Zones, guys, we have never advocated things like this, right? Because we ourselves...
Because our learning comes from some of the stable coin which we have invested in past, the aesthetics. So with that, we were very careful. However, I think in couple of older videos, if you check, we doubted on the USDT as well. If you see very early videos,
UST,
UST, yes,
yeah,
you have Theta. I think
Terra
you have
also
mentioned
USDT.
this, how stable it is. I think if somebody will go and check our early videos, you have mentioned
Yep.
this, that how safe this USDT is, because we were worried about the pairings, uh to buy the cryptos. So
Right.
I think we had this hint earlier also. Yep.
And some of the bloggers was actually mentioned, like one blog.seedly.com SG, right? Anchor Protocol Review, ANC, KPO, Dr. Wealth, investment modes, right? Some of it. And when we hold Singaporean finance blogger to strict standards and accountabilities for giving out financial advice.
Mm.
Some platforms like Whole Knot are even selling USD licensed by MAS also. Do Kwon is still a billionaire, last I heard. The very least he can do is to refund investors on the money he earned from Luna. Do Kwon is currently living in Singapore, so there's a chance that Singapore can still freeze his asset before he flees overseas. This is a Luna Singapore office, so of course, the address you can actually check it. It's a public
Oh,
domain.
Luna had an office in Singapore also.
Yeah, there's public domain.
But
So
I don't know in his website whether he has given some disclaimer or certain thing, or policies for a
yeah,
stable.
I guess everybody will say things like very simple statement like invest what you can't afford to lose.
So
Very common. So these are white flag guys. When you hear things like that, invest what you can afford to lose. See, at the end of the day, I don't know what the Singapore police can do. To be frank, Luna cryptocurrency is a scam. However, it's like saying that we have a credit card and I've signed the credit card, but I blame it on someone else, right? That forced me, maybe my wife. My wife spends, and then but then the question is now, if I'm bankrupt, who signed the card? I did. So are we taking ownership? Are we taking responsibility of when we are doing our due diligence in our studies, in investing in risky assets, right? So of course, carries a certain amount of risk. Rewards are high, but it can also be damaging. But I do sympathize with the person who actually
and
raised
then
this.
here one more thing comes into the picture, when the product itself, how they have marketed it.
Yeah,
If the Luna company itself is marketed as a, oh no, this is going to be a stable, so then they'll be in questions also.
right,
You're showing people that this product is stable, and
right.
then why these things happen. Like if you see example banks, where people lose the money, bank reimburse whatever
Up
the
to
money
50,000.
up to 50,000. So
Mm.
at least something you should,
Some insurance. That's
some
what you're saying. There should be some insurance, right? I think Vitalik Buterin mentioned that in the next post. He's saying Terra should protect the small holders, not the whales,
Hmm.
right? So Vitalik Buterin called for a relief for average USD small holders who got lured in by promises of stablecoin yields by crypto influencers, right? So what you are saying, Manish, is true. So that's why
Yeah.
we have to be
So
careful.
just launching a project is, for your benefit, is not a right attitude. You should also protect. You should also take this as a responsibility, that how you can protect people money. Not at least 100%, but something should be there. You see,
Yeah.
hard
I think what
earned.
people can't fathom is the way it dropped in 72 hours. I saw
Yeah.
some TikTok videos, people were crying, Manish,
Mm,
because most average people are checking their portfolio on a weekly basis, on the
mm.
weekends. Monday to Fridays, they are busy working. Who would ever know that one Saturday you were living with this 20% or 18% APY, and next Saturday, you are broke
Yeah,
all
and
overnight.
Luna is something that, it's there is a trust in the market. If Luna name comes, right, there is a trust in the market. Like if you see
Right.
Cardano, if you talk about XRP, Polygon,
Yes, certain
there is a
level of trust. They make it to top 10. How can they crash like that?
uh,
That's why I think a lot of the people are coming in to help CZ and all, because this kind of project, if not handled well, will diminish the trust level for all these
and
crypto
what is the
holders.
contract between CG or any exchange and these token creators, or the project CEO creators and all those? There should be some money should be on hold by the exchange, right? uh,
Yeah, so
some kind
I
of
think
security.
some form of security to, I don't know, to cover losses, or So I think this is a wake up call for the community. There's no answer right way, but I think it can be handled well, which we'll cover shortly in the next few articles. So of course, Vitalik says strongly support this. Basically, he was saying that if they actually look at let me just find the article, which was one statement that they made was very critical, which I think they can cover about 96% of the holders prior to the crash with the current Bitcoin that they actually held, right? So let me just find that portion here. Yeah, so if Terra, I mean, one person, Vitalik actually supported Persian Capital that state the second way is to prioritize smaller wallets, people who had a couple of thousand or more in USD deposit in Anchor. If Terra just focused on the poorest 99.6 of the wallet, then they could make a gigantic group of 100% as a whole. So yes, you read that right. So of course, Vitalik supported that, and he also did talk a bit about the somebody filing a police report for Do Kwon. So there'll be a lot of legal implications that potentially could come in if there were certain claims made about projections of their price or stable, like what you mentioned, Manish. So let's see how that pan
That
out.
is there, and then his new projects also will be in a very the credibility will not be there.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what he does now, can maybe restore his credibility. But right now, it's not looking good, especially when big names like CZ are trying to work with him. But I think, his advice, I mean, his comment recently was that he was busy
Yeah,
working on
so
multiple things.
I
So
think just a few tweets is not sufficient enough. He has to take
exactly.
some action actually.
Right. Of course, some people say that the final solution should be hard fork, snapshot of the holdings before the collapse, create a better new chain, Luna 2, UST2, pool to repay the old UST pack, and I don't know what is BUIDL. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
so
of
I
course,
think the snapshot is something that we should also think of and find out what exactly he's
yeah. So,
referring
what
to.
he's saying is that like people like you and me who went in to go and do trading when it
But
fell
they should
at the
have
90
some snap.
cents, we shouldn't benefit. What should benefit was when before the pack actually dropped, those people actually paid a very heavy price.
The
But
holders, the
the
hodlers.
holders before, right? So of course, he's saying that won't work. Forking does not give any new value. That's wishful thinking. In his statement, one cannot avoid transactions after an old snapshot, both on chain and off chain. Where is all the BTC that was supposed to be used as reserve? So CZ himself is not able to even find out what happened to that Bitcoin. Is actually questioning that. So in another news, they are asking that portion, and I think right now what we know is that there's no answers that is coming from Do Kwon on where that money right now is. He's just telling everybody that his team is juggling with multiple tasks at the same time. So therefore, he's not able to address some key issues. So let's see what's going to happen. He's been quiet again. So I'm not too sure. Is it's a bank run basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So will Terra recover? Of course, analysts has they beg to differ. Right now, it's lost close to 99%, maybe 100. And Binance, of course, has grown exponentially. Founded in 2017, Celsius. They talk about the price prediction. They even showed this, which we already know, but now we want to know what can be done. So I think recently the Polygon team is working with Terra projects to help them swiftly migrate to Polygon network. So because of the collapse over the last week and shaken the entire crypto space, Polygon Studios tweeted that it will help a different Terra project migrate to Polygon blockchain. So I'm not too sure whether it's in relation to the current Luna. Are they going to help them to do it the right way? So what they stated in a statement, we are working closely with a variety of Terra projects to help them migrate swiftly over to Polygon. We will be putting capital and resources against these migrations to welcome the developers and their respective communities to our platform, and they will be sharing more soon. So of course, the co-founder Sandeep is explaining that the right choices to be made for the Terra projects. He said that the Terra community projects have a requirement of a
Mm.
shared chain and can choose the Polygon POS chain or the Polygon proof of stake, and they will be introducing a ZK rollup. So of course they won't have any weird restrictions on validators and breach future possibilities of your chain to roll up if a community that love that. This may not be in connection with Luna, but he said, however, considering the excess supply currently in the market, of course, CZ said that idea won't work, and the reducing supply should be done via burn, not fork of an old date, and abandon everyone who tried to rescue the coin. I don't owe Luna or UST either, just commenting. But he also considered extending the helping hand to the Terra community. CZ said, regardless of his personal views, right? So of course, CZ again, been coming out in this article. So I don't know, guys. Let us know what you think will happen to Luna in the comment section below. I'm going to hand over to Manish for the next segment.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne. So past couple of days, we are putting more. We are going and deep diving in the Terra Luna incidents and trying to find out what would have gone wrong and what would have we could have done it to save our money. So we will keep doing this and until we find out some solutions. And today, how you should know some basics when you are on when we at least when we have faced such incidents. So we should know the basic of stable coin, how do the stable coin works, and which are the top stable coins. So there are some basic informations I'm going to cover today. So stable coins are a price stable cryptocurrency that minimize overall volatility. The importance of stable coin in a crypto adoptions is simply can't be underestimated. One of the most significant factor holding back the whispered adoptions of cryptocurrencies has been its extremely volatility, and top stable offers an alternative where people can dabble in cryptocurrency without worrying about the volatility. As you can imagine, the stable coins have found tremendous utility in the modern crypto system. However, with this incident, the stable coin are in questions back again. So let's see how this stable coin works. uh, Before that, just some uh, importance and some other history about this stable coin. So as we have seen time and time again, currencies stable is vital for overall well-being of the economy. For example, Venezuela is a perfect instance of a country that went through a financial turmoil over the last 40 years. So what are the artifact of this hyperinflammation? So there are two huge artifacts of the hyperinflammations. One is unemployment, if you talk about the Venezuela, and the refugee crisis. So I'm not going on the history side, I'm just touching what would have happened to that country and then how the stable coin emerged and what is the idea behind it. So what are a stable coin and a stable coin pegs? I think just now Wayne had discussed about the pegs. There was some tweet which were suggesting some information. So the quest of the stability brings us the stable coin. Moreover, the stable coin use the peg in order to achieve stability. So peg are the kind of exchange rate systems wherein a cryptocurrency values is fixed against either the value of a single currencies or the basket of other currencies. So country and a global economy have a historical used different kind of peg through the age. So classic gold standards and there's something called Bretton Woods system. So classic gold standards, just very high level informations. The classic gold standard originated in UK in 1822 to 1821. Between 1880 to 1914, this standards was followed by most of the countries. During the period, 1 USD was equal to 0.048 troy ounce of pure gold. So in this standard, the extreme value of the currency is denominated in terms of gold. A central bank of a various country used to maintain the gold reserve. The Bretton Woods systems at the end of Second World War. It was like 730 delegates from all 14 aimed nations gathered together at the Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, for the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference. This meeting is nowadays better known as the Bretton Woods Conference. During the conference, the committee decided that other countries would peg their currencies to the US dollar, while the US dollar remained pegged to gold. So just basic, guys. However, these systems eventually fell apart over the course of 25 years. The dollar got devalued, and other countries eventually exchanged their US dollars foreign reserve for gold, which drained Fort Knox. Finally, President Richard Nixon's removed the USD gold peg, and the US dollar become the free floating currencies. So how the stable works? I think the idea, the whole informations I was giving. So now, understanding how the stable coin works, maintain the peg. So successfully, peg must answer the following questions: Can it be withstand a good amount of volatility? Is it expensive? Is it easy to analyze all the band of behavior from which it can recover? Can it traders transparent observe a true market condition? So how do stablecoin works around the unholy trinity? The unholy trinity is also known as the impossible trilemma. The unholy trinity state that it is impossible to have all three property at the same time: a peg or a fixed exchange rate, free capital movement, and the monetary policies. So this was, and there are some conditions on for the unholy trinity. So as per the diagram above, means the diagram which we are showing you, we have three options: A, B, and C. A is free capital and fixed exchange, B is free capital and sovereign policy, and C is fixed exchange and foreign policy. So, option A, the Eurozone, exemplify the options. The euro currency and a capital govern all the countries in its zone. So, option B, the investors have the freedom to invest wherever they want to, and the central bank of the country can interact with other monetary policy. And option C, China is the best example of the systems. They make their own monetary policy and they maintain an exchange rate. However, there is no free flow of capital. So yeah, this is not very straightforward. Need to deep dive to understand this, how the stable works. And the next one is the need of top stable coins. So why is there need of stable coin to begin with? In essence, the boil down to an issue with the volatility. So traditional cryptocurrencies still suffer from relatively significant volatility. So stable coins aim to elevate this. Trader use the volatility to make a profit from their trades. However, taking advantage of a crypto volatility required a lot of luck or skills. Several traders have lost significant portions due to negative market swing, and top stable can allow traders to keep their investments safe. So, in the event, if I see there are lots of volatilities happening on my holdings, I will do one thing, that I quickly transfer or quickly convert into a stable coin. Crypto exchange can offer trade pair in stable coin to offset a price volatility. So the uh, another need is when you're transferring from one exchange to another exchange. So what happen is, if you transfer a volatile coins, what happens if you invest here $1, it might reach to you in other exchanges as 60 cents. So to avoid that, crypto to crypto exchange can offer trading pairs. Okay, The next one is the volatility is often the most significant determinant to mainstream adoption. So, however, the top stable coin can mitigate this and help promote mainstream adoptions. And the final one is the cryptocurrencies are not ideal for a time-based contract value to their extremely volatile nature. So that's the reason stable coin came into the picture. Okay, so final one. So what are the stable coins? We have it. There are three main classes of stable coins. Are one is the fiat collateralized, crypto collateralized, and non-collateralized. So if you see, fiat collateralized is, this is probably the most straightforward implementation of a stable coin. These coins are backed by a real world assets like a fiat currencies and commodity. Then you have a crypto collateralized, a basket of a cryptocurrency back these stable coins, but the cryptocurrencies are unstable unlike fiat currencies, right? So how do we maintain the stable peg? For this, we follow a principle called over collateralization. So what does this means? 100 worth of stable coin have to collateralize with 200 worth of cryptocurrency. Then non-collateralized is the final type of stable coin in is non-collateralized. So these coins are not backed by any asset but by a complex combination of algorithm and the smart contract. So the list of stable coins, you have it. The very famous one, Gemini dollar, which is GUSD, Tether, USDT, USD coin. Then you have a true USD, TUSD. Then you have a DAI, you have PAX, you have a reserve, you have USD coin, wrapped Bitcoin, and Terra. Terra is something that terribly failed in past few weeks. So the three top stable coins now we have it is Tether, DAI, and USD. All right, so that's all about the stable coin. Let's check it out what is happening in the market side.
Thanks, Manish, for sharing that. So, guys, just let us know in the comment section below if that was helpful. So we have fear and greed index, guys, slightly climbing up again. You had only 2 days opportunity in the last 2 days to actually find great tokens. Of course, now is you get a 5% rise. Although the market looks mixed between the bulls and the bears, but we are very bearish. But of course, in terms of the mindset, we are still waiting for that bull run. Now, top 10 coins, of course, coin of the day, Baby Dodge, followed by Jasmine Coin, Hard Protocol, Kusama, Beefy Finance, Celsius, MLN, Move, Baby Dodge, Audius, and Step Finance. So we have 19,000 cryptos, 500 exchanges, 1.2 trillion still. Of course, trading volume is about 86 billion. And Bitcoin and Ethereum takes about 60% of the market share. Now, last 24 hours, Bitcoin down by 0.7. Ethereum down by 1.82, BNB down by 0.23, XRP down by 1.98, Cardano slightly up by 0.06, Solana up by 2.6, and in 10th place, Doge 8 cents down by 1.34. Looking at the total market cap, let me just close my signals. Total market, again, you can see is 1.2, so we are just dabbling around there. Of course, 50%, we are slightly below 29,000 for Bitcoin. Again, dollar cost average, next drop would be about 24,000, after which we most likely have to go and add another, which is somewhere roughly below the 20,000 mark. Can it drop there? It's hard to say, guys. It's really hard to say unless the billionaires themselves throw back from their wallets, that means dump it on the open exchange, increasing the supply and therefore reducing the price of Bitcoin. But if it's known as a store of value, most likely they may not even trade people like Michael Saylor. Although there was a recent article that he actually sold some of his Bitcoin, but I think he's still very bullish about buying the Manhattan land. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Manish for the tweet of the day before we wrap this up.
Yeah. So the tweet is coming from Cardano CEO Charles Hawkinson, uh, arguing the newer investors are those who started investing in a crypto since the start of the bull runs, were the ones most likely to a panic sell. In one of his interview with a news channel, he mentioned that I've been in the space for almost a decade now, and I remember the Bitcoin before it was $1, and then going up to 30, then down to $4, then to 250, then it's again down to $80, and then to 1200, and then down to 250 again, and then up to 20,000, then down to 4,000, and then to 64,000. So imagine, guys, uh, how the journey of Bitcoin, and he mentions really very deep conversations. So probably we will check out his videos as well, and the tweet also is very interesting. So that's all for today, guys, and see you tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock it tech. You want the chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you